Good morning. Today we have a verse from the Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter. We like to chant and like to see the words separately also, and the meaning for us, just a few minutes of this mantra. Om Upadrashtanumantacha Upadrashtanumantacha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Paramatmeti Chapyukto Paramatmeti Chapyukto Dehesmin Purushaha Paraha Dehesmin Purushaha Paraha. And I'll show once more. Upadrashtanumantacha Upadrashtanumantacha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Paramatmeti Chapyukto Paramatmeti Chapyukto Dehesmin Purushaha Paraha Dehesmin Purushaha Paraha. And together. Upadrashtanumantacha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Paramatmeti Chapyukto Dehesmin Purushaha Paraha Dehesmin Purushaha Paraha. So this whole 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is about Purusha and Prakriti. So Purusha comes here. Sometimes the term that's being defined or elaborated upon, sometimes it's in the beginning, and sometimes it's at the end. Could be in the middle also, but here it is at the end. Purusha para. But we may start in the beginning. Let us say, what is Purusha? Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is consciousness, Prakriti is energy. Together, you could say they make the universe. Purusha is I am. When we have our favorite English definition, I am, individual I am, universal or cosmic I am, and absolute I am. When we have these, really I am is Purusha in Sanskrit. And the other prominent word is Atma. And here is the word Atma is inside. It got changed a little bit, but we'll get there. So the Atman means the self. Purusha means consciousness. Essence of a person is consciousness. And you have individual, universal, and beyond the universes, the absolute. But they're one I am, which is shown in English very nicely. The I is capital already. In us, it is already there, but gets covered by, the body, mind, senses, ego, identities. But the I is already there. And what is the function of the supreme consciousness in our individual life? I love this mantra, this verse. It says it all in one verse, 32 syllables, 4 lines, one verse, one shloka. So Purusha para. Para means supreme. So that is the absolute I am. But sometimes there's no difference even made between the universal or cosmic consciousness and the supreme absolute consciousness. Who's going to draw the line? Let us worry about that when we get there. Come out from the limitation. But cosmic I am is already universal. It is. So, Purusha para. could refer to either, but we prefer the absolute I am. There's no difference anyway. And Paramatma, you see here in this Paramatma iti is quotation marks, end quotes, or thus in English. Parama and para is also the same meaning. So Parama Atma, Paramatma is in here, the supreme self of all beings, the supreme consciousness, the supreme self, the same absolute I am. In all beings such as us, all individual beings, all universe beings even, what is it? What is the function? And very helpful to understand. First of all, let's take Dehe Asmin, in this body, mind of ours. Body, but we have 5 bodies. Deha is body. We have 5 bodies, famously, 5 layers or koshas or shariras. The physical, within that the energy body, without which the physical would not be alive. Within that, the feelings, emotions, and thoughts, the whole mental realm. And within that, the intelligence that governs the entire organism. And within that, the body of bliss. And within that, the Atma of Purusha, very happy, very protected. So in this body, that supreme consciousness does what? Does it do anything? The active principle is nature, prakriti, energy. But the self has a function. Upadrashta. Say, upadrashta. And then another word came together with it. Anumanta. Anumanta. And cha means and it likes to go at the end. So, upa means here, from near, nearby, close by. Drashta, from the root drish, to see. Drashta is the seer or the witness of everything in us. Upadrashta, very close, very near, of everything, including our own thoughts and feelings, everything that comes up, inside, outside. Anumanta cha, and we will pull first, and it is the permitter, the one who allows, who permits. Suppose you are meditating and a very good instruction is feel you are the witness of everything, not the thoughts, not the passing show, but the witnessing consciousness. Once you witness, you can know, you can feel, and nobody needs to tell you what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. That exists on the level of relativity. So then, by feeling that directly in your heart, in your consciousness, you have the power to permit that which is good and healthy for you, and which is knowledge, and power to reject that which is ignorance and not good, and so on and so forth. So Anumanta, your very own innermost conscience knows and will permit or not particular thought or feelings. Bharta, and after that, it supports. Without, let us say, without I am, the entire being would not be, it would all fall apart. So it supports that which you permit, which you witness. And then it has to feel the result, it has to experience, bhokta. It is called the experiencer, the sentient principle. As we said, the context is consciousness and energy. So energy does, consciousness witnesses, permits, supports just by being there, and has to experience. It is the sentient feeling principle. So it is called Maheshwara. Maha Ishvara, can you say? Maha Ishvara, this is called a sandhi. Vowels will always come together, make one. Maha Ishvara, Maheshwara. The A sound is the mixture. The great Maha Ishvara, Lord. It is the great in charge, the great ruler in We'll say it, ehesmin, in our life, in our body, mind. And Parama Atma iti. Now, we're talking Sandhi. It is S-A-N-D-H-I. The combination of sounds. When vowels meet together, they generally become one, make one syllable. So Parama Atma in a compound word, supreme self. Say Parama Atma, Parama Atma, Paramatma, Paramatma. It happens in the mouth. But something not so easy to feel, Atma iti, how it happened. Atma iti became Atmeti. So A plus E will blend into A. It's like colors. When you mix colors, they also become one. Parama Atma iti. Parama Atma iti. Parama Atma is one word, really, compound. Supreme soul or self. Iti, end of quotes, or thus. And then more Sandhi is coming. Cha api ukta dehe. Cha api ukta dehe. Cha yukto dehe, without going into all the rules, but cha api is easy to see, feel. Cha api. Api ukta, api yukta. But ukta became ukto, meeting a voiced consonant, a soft consonant. So apyu, cha apyukto. Cha is again and, api means also. Ukta or ukto means spoken or called something, somebody is called something. And in quotes, so to speak, is this Parama Atma. And also it is called the Supreme Self or Soul, because it is right there in the inside. Dehesmin, again, dehe in the body. Asmin is under, this is a sandhi to asmin. In this body of ours, which is physical, mental, spiritual body, causal body. Inside, Purusha Para, once more, the supreme consciousness, supreme self. So you have the two prominent words that we translate as the I am, the self, the I principle, in all beings. Not only human beings, all beings. They don't need language to feel their existence and consciousness. So, Atma in here, and Purusha. And Parama and Para, same thing here. Supreme. So again, what is the relation between the Absolute, the Supreme Consciousness, and the individual I am? The I is already there, capital. It's already in us. We are not it is in us, but we are it, actually. So as the witness, Anumanta, the one who permits and allows, then the supporter, nourisher of that which you allowed, and the experiencer. Bhokta can mean enjoyer or experiencer, because the same root can mean either positive or neutral, whatever. Here it could be either the experiencer. Somebody has to feel the result of the thoughts and the karmas that we do. Karmas start in the mind, obviously. Then your hands and feet come afterwards to do things. So, bhokta, prakriti, energy, which is everything except the pure consciousness. The whole universe is made of prakriti, of energy. Our body, mind, senses, thinking. It's all energy. Energy does, but I am has to feel it. Interesting context. And it is still the Maha Ishvara, the great Lord, because in charge of everything. If your real self does not want to do something, no force in the universe can make you do. And if your real self wants something, no force in the universe can prevent you. Let's apply it to, let's say, the desire for something, the desire for liberation. If a soul has the desire for enlightenment and liberation, nobody and nothing can prevent them. And that's where your freedom is. Forget ordinary things and situations. So definitely. Maheshwara, this Supreme Soul lodged inside the individual being is the great Lord, nevertheless. We don't always feel that way, but if we feel, start here, start where things start. And then it simply says that Supreme Consciousness is also called the Supreme Soul or Self of all beings. Dehesmin, again, in this body where we find ourselves, and no difference is made between, human bodies, animal bodies, but we have the advantage of, we have the freedom of higher consciousness, actually. So, Paramatmeti Chapyukta Dehesmin, in this body, so no difference is made between any beings, but especially, of course, human beings. And they say it's a fantastic opportunity to find out what's going on in all beings by finding out what's going on in your own. Let us chant it again, much better than my English. Upadrashtanumantacha bharta bhokta maheshvaraha Paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purushaha paraha. Different melodies. Upadrashtanumantacha Upadrashtanumantacha Bharta bhokta maheshvaraha Bharta bhokta maheshvaraha Paramatmeti chapyukto Paramatmeti chapyukto Dehesmin purushaha para Dehesmin purushaha para. Or other melody. Upadrashtanumantacha Upadrashtanumantacha Bharta bhokta maheshvaraha Bharta bhokta maheshvaraha Paramatmeti chapyukto Paramatmeti chapyukto Dehesmin purushah paraha Dehesmin purushah paraha. I'll give once more a literal, more or less literal translation. The witness, the one who permits, and the one who permits, the supporter, the experiencer, and the great Lord, consciousness is. And also it is called the Supreme Self or Soul in this body. Who is called that? Supreme Consciousness, the great I Am versus small I Am. The small I Am, with a small AM at least, you feel your limitations, you're identified or feeling stuck sometimes in the body-mind. In meditation, we're supposed to come out, fly up. Sometimes we cannot. Sometimes we can, sometimes we cannot. That is the ever-changeful condition of the individual soul. But it is not separate from the Supreme Soul, because right inside, the one who witnesses everything is already supreme, it tells us. This is how you should feel and meditate. So everybody has equal chance. Whatever you're witnessing, you're witnessing. And that function is independent. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you very much.